Hey, what's up guys? This is your boy Frosty here with another video. Hope you guys have been enjoying the content. Today we have another story time with some gameplay in the background. I hope you guys are doing well. Doing pretty good myself. Drop a like on the video for more story times like this one. So anyways, let's hop right into the story time. This story time takes place right after my freshman year, so the transitioning summer. And this whole year was weird because it was during COVID and everything sucked ass. And I was just really happy that I was able to hang out with some of my friends during the summer, because being isolated definitely made your boy a little depressed and down on himself. I'm sure some of you guys can relate to that. Anyways, during this day in the summer after freshman year, I wake up, probably scroll my phone for a bit, and then I got up probably around noon like a bum. And I hop onto my shitty PS4 that I had at the time, and this thing was a royal piece of shit. Like, it would just crash mid-game and delete all my shit automatically, and dealing with this thing sucked dick. I had a stupid-ass virus on it, and I got bored of dealing with this thing. So I hop off the game. I remember making a sandwich and watching YouTube, and something weird happened. I get a phone call from my best friend's little brother. Let's call this kid Mark. Which me and this kid were also friends, but not like super close. But anyways, this kid is calling me and I'm like, what the fuck? And I answer because it could be an emergency, since this kid never really called me at all. So I pick up the phone and right away I can tell something is off, because I can hear him breathing super hard, and he's like, yo, I just got robbed. And he's like borderline in tears, and I can hear it in his voice, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck? By who? And he said another kid that I knew, which, let's call this kid Tony. And this kid Tony was younger than us, but this kid was massive. Like, he was a bigger kid. He was around the same height as us, maybe even a little bit bigger, and he was kind of overweight. And he was also like a stupid wannabe gangbanger. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, tell me what happened from the start. Like, what happened, Mark? And Mark is telling me he pulled up to Tony's house to sell him a pair of shoes, and I think they were Jordans or like running shoes. I'm not really sure what they were. I don't really remember. And I'm like, yeah, what else? And he's like, well, I met up with him and I asked for the money first because the kid is sketchy to begin with, and he showed me the money, which was fine. And I was about to make the trade, and Tony just pushed me back and got me in a headlock and got on top of me and was beating the shit out of me. And he tells me that he was punching him in the back of the head, and it wasn't doing anything. And keep in mind, Tony was big, like fat, and around the same height as Mark. And Mark got his ass kicked and robbed. Then I guess Tony told him to go home and he'll give him the money next week, which is retarded. I don't understand that shit at all. And then Mark is like, bruh, like, he just sat on me and I couldn't do anything. I'm gonna beat the fuck out of him. Mark was telling me all this, and I'm like, I guess. And Mark told me, we're gonna meet up the next day and fight. And they had another buddy that I knew was gonna be there as well for backup, because this kid yet again was sketchy as fuck. And he tells me to come, and I'm like, I'm not jumping anybody, but I'll watch, bro. So fast forward to the next day, and I wake up about noon again. I eat, and Mark calls me, and he's like, yo, we're gonna pick you up in like 20 minutes. Then they pick me up, and we meet this kid across the community center that we have in our town on the ditch bank. And we get there, and I guess plans changed, and Mark had bitched out of the fight and was gonna let my other buddy that was with us, John, fight for him. And I was like, just super disappointed. I was like, what the fuck, bro? Which I guess valid, because this pussy ass kid Tony robbed my friend, and he was gonna get what he deserved. And Tony is like, you and Mark go across the ditch so I know you guys aren't gonna jump me, which I was like, okay, valid. And we do. And stupid ass Mark records. I'm just like, dog, you're supposed to be fighting. Why are you recording? And John and Tony start fighting, and Tony's not landing any shots at all, and John's kind of fucking him up bad, and he busts this kid's nose pretty bad and keeps punching him. And eventually John is like, have you had enough, fool? And Tony doesn't respond, so they keep going. At this point, it's getting a little sad because it's a one-sided whooping. And he asks again, are you done? And Tony's like, yes. And John is like, yeah, bro, what the fuck did you think was gonna happen? And they shake hands like, man, which I'm happy they did. And stupid Mark is all happy next to me, and John is like, where the fuck the shoes at, bro? Like, give me the shoes that you robbed from my boy. And Tony had a bag with him, and he pulls out the shoes that he stole and gives them to us. And then John is like, "Give me the money too, bitch." And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, "Nah, but just like leave him alone. Like, you have the shoes." And Tony is like, "Nah, but I'm not giving you your fucking I'm not giving you your fucking money back." And John is like, "No, give me the fucking money too, because you aren't gonna rob my boy like that." So Tony gives him the money too, because he just got his ass beat by this kid. And he listened, and John took all this kid's money. Like, basically, so we robbed this kid back because Mark got his shoes back and he took the money. And we say later to Tony, and we're like, "I cut your shit out, bro. Like, no more robbing people." And we go across to the community center and we chill for a little bit, like an hour, and we reflect on what the hell just happened. And eventually they take me home. And that was that. Just a crazy experience. And that was that. Well, guys, that pretty much wraps up the story time. And there's two morals of the story. One, don't go around robbing people. And two, avoid fighting, because nothing honestly comes good out of it. Anyway, guys, if you liked the video, drop a like, because this was definitely a crazy one. Anyways, later, guys. Stay frosty.